Hi everyone, welcome back to another video on Selenium WebDriver. So today we'll talk about FluentWait in Selenium WebDriver and how to use it. So we'll start with our high level agenda. So before moving into FluentWait, so the precondition is you should visit the Explicit Wait in Selenium WebDriver because FluentWait is the advanced version of the wait. So why it is coming into picture, what is the need of it. To understand all this, you need to visit the previous video on Explicit in Selenium WebDriver. Then we'll talk about FluentWait. What is FluentWait? What is the syntax? We'll write a quick program for FluentWait, and you will find the same code in this below URL, FluentWait in Selenium WebDriver. So I will show you one by one. So the complete article you will find this. I will give in the description. So now if you talk about let me go to the next slide. FluentWait is the separate class in Selenium WebDriver, and using this class we can wait for a specific conditions until it is not satisfied. So we already know explicit wait also having lots of preconditions that are more than sufficient, but using FluentWait you can customize a specific condition. So I will just show you in a few minutes what I mean by customize existing conditions. So in FluentWait, we can change the default polling period based on our requirements. So by default, explicit wait, implicit wait, the default polling time is 250 millisecond. So if you want to change this polling period, like say 1 second, 5 second, 10 second, 30 second, you can change. But by default, 250 millisecond is the polling period. So if you might get this questions in interview, what is the default timeout for wait? So it's 250 millisecond. So if you talk about the technical details, FluentWait is a class that comes under this package, which is org.openqa.selenium.support.ui package. It is the implementation of Wait interface. So you can say Wait interface is a base interface for this FluentWait. So each FluentWait instance will define the maximum amount of time which you have to wait for a specific condition. And as I said, we can change this frequency. So when I talk about frequency, you can say it's a polling period. You can change how frequently you want to poll for that specific condition. And the last point, we can ignore some exceptions. So while polling some of the element, if you're getting some exceptions, and if you want to ignore them, you can ignore them using ignore method. I will show you how to use this ignoring feature as well. So this is the technical details and the normal definition of FluentWait. And if you talk about the syntax is quite complicated, but thanks to Selenium guys, they already gave the complete syntax in the source file itself. So what exactly we are trying to do, same example we'll take here. So if I click here on start timer, after certain time, timer will start, and after some time you will get the WebDriver. So we will write one fluent wait until this WebDriver is not coming, keep waiting or keep polling. So once the WebDriver comes, it will stop the execution and it will close the browser. Same thing we have done in explicit wait, but in explicit wait we have used predefined condition. But in fluent wait we will write our own condition, and you will see how easy it is to customize the conditions. So let's start with our regular test. I will create a separate class and I will say fluent wait example. So from the previous program, I will take 2-3 lines of code because it's unnecessary to write same piece of code again and again. So this is the code. I just copied 4 lines of a statement from my previous code. I'm just starting a browser. I'm maximizing it. I'm opening the same URL which I just showed you right now. Then I'm clicking on this timer button. So I'm clicking on this timer button. Then I need to wait until that specific text is not coming. So let me open this in Firefox because I need XPath for this. So if I click on this, Okay, QTP WebDriver. So I have to wait until this WebDriver is not coming. So I will write XPath, like search for a paragraph double slash P where text equal to WebDriver, right? So I will check for this keyword. So I will say driver dot find element by XPath, and I will simply check is displayed. Then I will say boolean status. If it comes, I will print. A minute. If it comes, I will say test case pass. So right now, if I'll do this right now, it will fail because we have not given any implicit weight or any other weight for this particular web element. So definitely our test will fail. So you will see, and our test is failing because that element is not present. Because by default time is 0. So if that immediately not present, it will throw you no such element exception. So now we need to use wait. So let's use the Fluent wait. I will comment this code as of now. Let's remove it. So if I write Fluent wait, you can see it's coming from org.openq.selenium, and if you just see here, everything they have given here. So they have given the simplest sample usage how you can do this, and they have given the complete description which I just showed in the PPT. So you don't have to do so much, just copy paste this syntax. So now you need to import some of the things because they have not given the complete code. So you need to import the wait first of all. So you can see wait is coming from support UI and ThoughtWorks. So don't use this ThoughtWorks because this is the older one. So click on the first one. Do the same for Fluent Wait, import it. And seconds they have given in normal forms. It's time unit dot second. It's not direct seconds. Time unit dot second. And you need to import from java.util. I will explain this code. Let me remove all these exceptions first. So no such element you should take from org.selenium. Same thing will do. Web element will take function. Now it's important. You can see the function is an interface that is coming from different libraries. So it's coming from Sun library utils. You have to take from com.google.common.base. That's all. So you can see what it says. If we are creating object of Fluent wait, we are giving the timeout, so it should wait maximum 30 seconds. So you can see the description as well. It will set how long to wait for a evaluate conditions to be true. We are checking poll after 5 seconds. So that's very big polling period. So we'll change it to 1 second as of now. And you can see we are ignoring. So while polling for a specific element, it will throw no such element exception. So we can use this ignoring no such element exception dot class. So in case is this exception is coming, it will ignore this exception. Now let's come to the next. This is really very important. So you can see apply is a method which is coming from this function interface. So syntax is a little bit complicated, but you don't have to worry about it because this is how they have written. So I will show you what things you need to keep in mind. This is your input, this is your output. So WebDriver is the input which you will pass here, and web element will be the output which you will return from here. So you can see WebDriver driver, this is the input. So we'll search for a specific web element. If it is returning, then we will return the web element. So let's make some changes. Same thing I will do. I want to wait for this XPath. So in spite of id, I will say wait for this XPath, and I will provide this XPath here. And if this condition gets true, our web element will be stored in this. Then I can write condition element dot is displayed. I will say element is displayed. So once we'll get this condition, it will say true. So now you can see it's very straightforward, but let's make some changes because I want to show you very special thing which you have not seen till yet. So let's make some changes. Let's try to find out this web element first of all. And let's take this default XPath. I'm not waiting for a specific WebDriver condition. I'm just giving this XPath. Same example I have used in my blog post. So you don't have to worry, you can copy paste the code for the trial purpose. But I will suggest you can give a try from your side. So what we will do, we will not use this XPath, we'll write this. So what exactly we are doing here, we are trying to poll this web element directly. Okay, and we'll try to capture the text, whatever text it is coming, we will print on the screen, and we will keep printing until the WebDriver is not coming. So let me show you what I mean. It's giving some error because we missed one. So this is our web element, right? So I will say ele. So from this ele, I will try to call inner HTML. So what is inner HTML? What is coming on the screen is your inner HTML. So Selenium is inner HTML, then QTP and WebDriver. So I will say ele dot get attribute inner HTML. So whatever inner HTML will come, I will store in a string variable and I will say value. So I will say if value dot equal ignore case equal to WebDriver. If it is equal to WebDriver, then return this element, or else return null. When I say return null, it means if our specific condition is not true, it will keep running this wait. And if it is not matching, what I will do, I will try to print this value. I know syntax is little bit tricky, but it's really very interesting. Default value or text which is coming on screen is value. So let me explain you this code once again. So this is the wait which we have specified, like 30 is the maximum timeout. By default polling we have taken 1 second and it will ignore this. So until is a condition, and inside this condition we have given one function which will take WebDriver as input and web element as output. So apply is a method which comes by default with function, which will accept driver as an argument and return type as a web element. So first we'll try to get our web element. We'll get the inner HTML and we'll check if equal to WebDriver, then return the element, or else print the text which is coming and return null. So when I say return null, it will run the loop again and again until the specific element is not found within this 30 seconds. And once it comes, it will definitely return you the element in this, and we are printing here element is displayed true. So let me run this program now. Let me close the previous window. And you can see it's printing on the screen text coming Selenium, Selenium, QTP, QTP, and it's not printing WebDriver because once WebDriver is coming, it is giving the condition as true and it is coming out of the loop. And you can see that polling period is 1 second. So as my code says, Selenium will come for 2 seconds, QTP will come for 2 seconds, and WebDriver also will come for 2 seconds. So this is the code which I have written internally. So the timer which we are using in our code is 2 seconds. Every text Selenium QTP WebDriver will come for the interval of 2 seconds. So when I told about the polling, it is polling after 1 second. So you can see the polling frequency, right? Now let's change the polling time. If you want to see, I will make it as 10 millisecond. And you will notice it will do this polling very frequently. Let me close this. So it is started. Now if you see the polling, it is polling very frequently, and once the Selenium WebDriver comes, it's stopping the polling and it is returning the web element is true. You can see how frequently it is polling, right? So for QTP it polled, and for Selenium, and by default text also we have. So like this you can change this polling period. By default is 250 milliseconds. So let me keep it 250 millisecond and let's see. You'll see it's polling Selenium, QTP. When WebDriver comes, it will stop. So now I hope you understand this concept. So let me show you last time. So you can see it will click on the timer, and now it is checking Selenium QTP, and once WebDriver come, it will stop and it will say true. Right? So this is just an example. You can change this condition based on your requirement. I just used this, like capture the text from the web element, capture the inner HTML, and wait until this WebDriver is coming or not. If coming, then return. Otherwise, keep uh, printing the statement which is coming on the screen and return null. So when you say return null, then only it will repeat this loop. Otherwise, it will stop here itself. Right? So don't worry about the code part. Code I have already updated here, so I will paste this blog link in the description of this video so you can check. So there's so many examples of FluentWait where you can use this. So you can take any live application, Make My Trip Amazon, where they have the dynamic wait. Uh, you can take this application as well. Let's say Make My Trip, and I will tell you how you can apply this. So let's say Delhi to Bangalore, take any flight. So you can see it will take some time to load the flight, right? So you can keep a fluent wait here, wait until the flight rates are coming or not, right? So there's so many examples, so hope you will implement the same. So if you still having doubt, feel free to drop an email or you can comment below. Thank you so much. Have a nice day. Bye bye.